We go through life expecting a one-to-one return on our effort. We put in a full day's work, and we expect a full day's reward. But the universe doesn't operate on a straight line. In 1897, an Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto noticed a strange, recurring mathematical anomaly. He found a massive, predictable lack of balance in the distribution of the world's wealth. We see this exact same imbalance everywhere today. Just 700 common words make up 2/3 of all human conversation, and in the film industry, a mere 1.3% of movies generate 80% of all box office revenues. Human effort and natural outcomes are overwhelmingly asymmetrical. As a general rule of thumb, 80% of our desired results flow from just 20% of our inputs. To actually harness this anomaly, we have to understand the two different ways it gets applied. This flowchart maps them out: 80-20 analysis on the left and 80-20 thinking on the right. Looking at the left side, 80-20 analysis is a rigid, quantitative tool. It requires deep investigation and hard facts to pinpoint an exact mathematical relationship between inputs and outputs. This chart illustrates exactly how that analysis works in practice. If we survey 100 friends about their weekly beer consumption, the data predictably skews. As you can see, the top 20% of the drinkers account for a massive 70%. Engineers realized a computer spent 80% of its time executing 20% of its code. They rewrote the code to prioritize that minority, making machines vastly more efficient. Yet most modern business strategies ignore this completely. Companies continually try to do too many things for too many people, wasting massive amounts of energy on low-yield efforts. This bar chart exposes the hidden reality of corporate profit. Look at the horizontal bar for products. A tiny 20% fraction of a company's product line routinely generates the massive 80% block of financial success you see in the profits bar. In a system where the majority of business activities contribute almost nothing to the bottom line, expanding a company in every direction only multiplies that waste. True growth depends on identifying that profitable minority and focusing every available resource there. Highly effective leaders operate in two distinct states: radar and autopilot. The 80-20 radar scans the business environment to spot a few high-yield opportunities, ignoring the rest. Once identified, you flip to autopilot, letting systems run while maintaining relaxed control. To stay in that state, you have to ruthlessly prune the bottom 80% of your activities. That means cutting the low-performing assets, the marginal business relationships, and the daily time wasters. Ultimate control doesn't come from working harder. It comes from actively deploying your resources only where your radar indicates a maximum return. Applying these very same mechanics to our personal lives shifts the focus from corporate efficiency to individual freedom. The objective is to become an 80-20 thinker, someone who prioritizes their own happiness and achievement above mindless activity. When we apply this to our daily lives, a shocking imbalance emerges. 80% of your lifetime achievement and 80% of your genuine happiness occurs in just 20% of your time. We constantly tell ourselves that we are running out of time, but if 4/5 of our most valuable results are concentrated into 1/5 of our schedule, the reality is that we are actually awash with time. Time itself is not the enemy. Our unselective, average use of it is what drains our lives. The exact same dilution happens when we apply average effort across a wide spectrum of life, especially within our personal relationships. The vast majority of our social and emotional value is derived from a very small fraction of our friendships. If you look closely, you'll often find that these critical, high-value relationships are the ones we formed earliest in our lives. Having it all doesn't mean having everyone. A fulfilling life requires rejecting the societal pressure to maintain endless, shallow connections, so you can fiercely protect and cultivate the vital few. Beyond the individual, this principle highlights a profound opportunity for society. Throughout history, progress has consistently come from the few methods, practitioners, and approaches that produce overwhelmingly superior results. This chronic imbalance exposes exactly where our untapped potential is hiding. When 80% of our efforts are currently producing so little, we have an enormous margin to improve our wealth and quality of life by reallocating our energy. It starts with identifying your own fragments of greatest achievement and happiness. By choosing to multiply those high-value moments and shedding the irrelevant majority, you stop the daily grind and move toward a life defined by its results, not its hours.